Hey guys, before I move on to this video, I just want to drop a quick note. This video has been taken in front of a live audience, and I don't know what happened that day, but there was some funkiness going on with my microphone. It may be the position, and there's also certain people who were unmuting themselves on and off, so there was a lot of background noise here and there. So I am not particularly happy with the quality of this video, and I've done a lot of heavy editing. At some point throughout the editing, I just kind of give up because it's just too many things. And so what I want to do is I want to re-record this whole session, but I thought I want to release this version first, this raw imperfect version. I want to release it first so that you guys can have access to it, and eventually I'm gonna get around to creating a better version of this video. So listen to this when you're working out, driving a car, making food or something like that. Do it in the background, and I promise you, you're gonna learn a lot from the points. But I just want to warn you, heads up, give you a little bit of heads up, saying that there's some background noises and whatever sometimes from time to time. So please forgive me for that. I'm so sorry, guys, and I hope that you got what you came for when it comes to this video. Right? See you. How my romantic failures made me successful at client generation. This is gonna be both fun and embarrassing at the same time. Let's go! Boy meets girl. They hit it off, they got chemistry. The boy meekly asked the girl, "Would you like to go on a date with me?" The girl says, "Sure." So they went out on the date. They find that they have even more chemistry with each other. They arranged more dates to happen, right? So one date came, another date came. The boy suddenly realized one day he has fallen head over heels with her. It is one thing when relationships are casual, but it's a completely different thing altogether when it is serious. Now, with all of that feelings inside his heart, this boy started to have a lot of insecurities. Am I good enough? I'm not the most smartest boy in the class. I'm not the most handsomest boy in the class. I'm not the most wealthiest boy in the class. But there's one thing I do have. So the boy said, hard work. So he made a promise to himself. He says, he's gonna do whatever it takes to get the girl. So he did whatever it takes. He worked very hard to go after her. He started giving her gifts, taking her to more and more expensive places, give her flowers, surprise her with romantic gestures. After a while, he started to notice something very weird. This girl is slowly becoming colder. Why is she avoiding my calls? Why are we meeting up less often? One day, he asked her out for another date, and the girl said, "You know, I don't feel very well tonight. Let's do a rain check, okay?" Boy feels very down. Boy went to try and make himself feel better. He went to the cyber cafe, started playing computer games. Lo and behold, right outside of the cyber cafe was that girl with another guy. That felt like a stab to his heart. And he asked the girl, "Hey, what happened? I thought you weren't feeling well." And the girl says, "I don't feel well with you." Nothing is as ugly as the sight of someone trying too hard. The story that I just tell you is basically the amalgamation of all of the embarrassments that I had in my life, okay? So it's started with the idea of relationships. And I remember the first time this happened was when I was 6 years old. I learned how to appreciate women when I was 6 years old. So I went up to this girl and I said, "Hey, I think I like you." And this girl looked at me and she turned away and she started walking away. And I remember how embarrassed I felt at that point in time. It left such a strong impression on me. I still remember it to this day. So after that girl came some other people, you know, not even romantic relationships, but like my mom, my dad, my cousin. Every time I wanted affection. Every time I would work too hard. I would try too hard, and it didn't work. And I didn't know any other way other than to try even harder. I went into car sales, credit card sales, personal loan, banking, and eventually I came to my first long-term job, which is in personal training. I would try too hard again, and all these while I kept struggling. It lasted all the way until I even opened my own business. I did certain things. You know, when you are so hardworking, sometimes you get things right. When you are very, very hardworking, sometimes you get things right, no matter what. Okay, so I managed to do certain things right. I started to form a community around fitness, and the community started to grow, and we started to attract the attention of certain investors who invested in us. We opened up a gym. The gym became quite successful until I tried too hard again. The gym was doing well. And I said to myself, I am not working hard enough. Things are going very smoothly right now. And if things are going very smoothly and I'm not feeling the burn, if you don't feel pain, you don't get gains. So I said, wow, okay, I am not pushing myself hard enough. I need to push myself even harder. My clients started going away from me. I was the mom. You know the mom? You know the one who kept nagging you? What was my default? You guys remember? If people aren't responding, work even harder. And over time, people started to leave. I lost the business. I felt there were times when I would walk to my gym, my own personal gym. Okay, my employees would ostracize me. I would have clients who would disperse when I tried to walk up and talk to them. I felt so unwanted. I felt so embarrassed. Personally, I think nothing is as painful as the feeling of being ostracized. When you have this deep sensation, this deep feeling that nobody wants you around, I felt that all the time. And after a few years of going through all of that and trying so hard to get the recognition, to get the acknowledgement, to get the love, to get the attention, and failing at it, I finally snapped. Like I lost a lot of mental health in the final year. It degraded to such a deep point, to the point where I started having suicidal thoughts. I would wake up every single morning battling with panic attacks, anxieties, depressions. I would have all these kind of thoughts in my head, self doubts. It goes even beyond self doubts. I can't really explain. The biggest point came when it was like, it's gonna get a bit dark over here. Hope it's okay. I looked at the balcony and I said to myself, life is so painful. Wouldn't it be okay? Like, it's probably okay if I just go there. And the moment I thought about that, I suddenly took myself away from it because I was shocked. Like, I am not the kind of person who have these kind of thoughts. And so I started to really reflect on myself. And I realized one thing very important. I realized that I have been putting so much attention on other people, trying to get what I need inside externally, that I have never been putting a lot of work on myself. I realized that I wasn't working on myself. I wasn't taking care of my health. I wasn't taking care of my mental health. I was so starved of attention, of love, that I'm constantly begging, demanding, even though I don't verbally do it, but it shows up in my actions. And that was when I went through a few personal development courses and I came to this decision that I'm gonna let the business go. And I realized that the next business I start, I needed to have someone who can basically tell me what I'm doing wrong. Not someone to nag me, but to tell me straight up, this is your blind spot, Felix. You're not seeing the picture, Felix. So I went on a search to find a mentor. I went through quite a number of people, but this one mentor really caught my attention. It was a lady. A beautiful lady at that, you know. If some of you are thinking, did I approach her because of the way she looked? The answer is yes. But it is only halfway through. The other half, the other half was because she is a very powerful lady, extremely powerful. She need nothing from you. She doesn't care. Like, she cares about you only if you step up as a person, as a human. When you speak with her, she challenges you to take the next step. She doesn't play into your whims. She doesn't play into your victimhood. And at that point in time, I needed that. How many of you here, when your clients ask you to buddy rate, give me a little bit of a discount? How many of you here felt a little bit of guilt if you don't give it to them? Yeah, some of you feel that, right? I think it's a very common thing, isn't it? I struggled with that strongly at that point in time. Strongly. I didn't come from a rich background. I come from a poor family. I had a very limited scarcity mindset. So every time someone asked me for something like that, I would give in. And I asked her for a discount because she's a paid mentor. And she's like, no. It's like so happily saying no. And I wanted to learn from that. I managed to find the funds necessary to join it. And she taught me a lot of things about the way attraction in business works. She would then give me certain kinds of opportunities because I work hard. So I took massive actions. She said, Felix, you have potential. I'm gonna give you some gigs. So she took me to certain high-profile gigs. The period of time spent with her changes me completely. You see, in Malaysia, we have this thing where it is deeply embedded in our culture. If you're doing business with the white men have something over you. They have a leg up. My mentor took me to Europe and we went and we did certain gigs and we were closing deals with these people. I'm not talking about small little deals. I'm talking about big deals. And certain kinds of programs that we work with, I witness people who are 10 times, 20 times, 100 times more wealthier than me begging to join the program. This experience changes you. Imagine when you no longer have to go out there, when you no longer have to work hard, when you are just being, when you just sit and someone is in a call with you and you have the balls, right? And ask them, why should I coach you? Why should I let you into the program? Not out of pretense, but really from that space of abundance. Like if you say like you're not gonna come in, it's fine. I have like 100 people lined up waiting. Moments like these happen again and again and again and again, and it's really slowly changed me a lot. So today, I'm no longer working with my mentor, but that's kind of how I run my business nowadays. People come to me. I don't even post that much on social media. I'm always full. At the start of this session, I said that it's going to be pretty embarrassing. I'm somewhat still embarrassed about all of those years, but I'm thankful of all of the rejections, instances where people, like, they turn away from me. It is because of the depth of the pain which allowed me to realize such an important lesson. Why is it not okay to try too hard? That was a lesson which is deeply ingrained within me. So I want to share with you the essence of what I learned, the shifts I made that allowed me to run my business the way it is right now. The first shift is stop attracting. Stop trying to attract people. Be attractive. You know, I was scrolling through my Facebook a couple of days ago. One of my friends, he's a highly respected copywriter. He wrote for the biggest companies in the world. One of the most high-paid copywriters in the world. And he wrote this on his Facebook profile. He said, too many thought leaders, not enough thoughts. And I was like, oh, yeah, too many thoughts, not enough leaders. That is kind of in a nutshell how the world has come to be. Everybody is saying something. Nobody is listening. Everybody is trying to prove something. Nobody is improving. Everybody is showing. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm great. Every time they see something, an opportunity for them to prove that they are better or that they are on equal power or whatever, they take the opportunity. Everybody is trying to be convincing, but nobody is convinced. I believe many of you have witnessed this before. You see a business trying hard to market themselves, but the nature of the product is not up to par. Or maybe the service itself is not up to par. But they can't see it, right? They kept thinking that they want to, like, the only problem is not enough people. And then you can ask them a question, out of 10 enrollment conversations you have, how many people actually buy? And they say 1, which is the reason why I need to meet 100 people per month. Can you imagine that? Isn't it? Right? Everybody is trying too hard to attract. Trying too hard. How often do you think about your audience? I mean, really think about your audience. Really putting the consideration into what are their likes? What are their dislikes? What are their hidden desires? That is actually, by the way, that's a lot more powerful than what they say they want, is what they didn't tell you that they want. How much do you know about your target market's quirks, perhaps even insecurity? Because the biggest problem that many coaches and trainers and mentors face is that they say, the people I coach and I train have ego problem. If you really know how human nature works, their ego is your ally. But in order for you to utilize this, you need to understand them really, really well. How often do you get your claims validated by actual results? Because that's what I saw. Like, I work with a lot of trainers and speakers and consultants, mentors. I help them with their business model. And they go like, okay, the reason why I don't have enough proof is because I only have 100 people. 100 people, only 3% will have proof. If you have 100 people joining your program, don't you think at the very least 50% should see results? So the hard questions. And how often do you spend time thinking about how to convey your message in a way that other people can understand? Isn't it so that most people, when you go online, when you go on Facebook, when you look at their posts, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, you look at their posts, you look at their videos, and what they say doesn't click with you at all. The funny thing is, people who are doing that, they are working even harder, just like me in the past. It's not clicking. She's not responding. So I need to work even harder to get her attention. One of my jobs that I used to have was a second-hand car salesman. You know, I was such a needy guy. That there was a potential customer going, like, driving over. I jumped in front of their car just to get their attention. That was me. I used to be in credit card sales. I used to be one of those person where, like, if you're walking in the mall, I can smell, I'm coming. Dang, 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 dang. Hey, hello, sir. Excuse me, sir. How are you, ma'am? We have run this survey, ma'am. So I would use all kinds of pretense. I would use all kinds of tricks, right? I would use all kinds of tools and so-called objection handling. I would use all of these things to try and capture attention. And the results came in spite of that, not because of that. So the first shift is stop attracting. Be attractive. Just become an extremely attractive brand. The kind of brand where when people look at your business, when people look at what you say, they can't help but they salivate. That kind of brand. I hope you can feel what I'm really saying over here. It's not about you going out and trying to be a peacock. It is about people looking at you and they say, I have got to work with this person. Second shift. Being powerful means you have power. Many people say, I want to be a powerful speaker. I want to be a powerful trainer. I want to be a powerful leader, right? I want to be empowered. But the word power is in there. Empowered, powerful, it's still power. But when you ask them, do you want power? They say, no. I'm humble. And you guys see the discrepancy over here. And you see the conflict. You want to be powerful, but when I give you power, you are scared. That makes no sense because, and that is very important to understand because to be attractive is to be powerful. Because when you're attractive, right, you're gonna get a lot of people and they're gonna come to you in various forms with all kinds of ridiculous demands and deals and requests, and you have the power to say no. So don't try to be humble. Humility is not my value. I'm sincere, but I'm not humble. What it means is, if I got it, I say I got it. If I don't have it, I say I don't have it. Third shift. Power is not taken. Power is given. You know that saying, under your spell? What does it mean when I say I'm under your spell? If I say I'm under your spell, it means whatever you say, I'm like, yes, okay. But how does this happen? Did you take this power from me? Or did I give you that power over me? How many of you can understand what I'm saying over here? Right? Power is not taken, power is given. When you are very attracted to somebody, you give that power to that person. The question here is, are you comfortable to be given power? Are you sure? Do you accept it when others are giving you power? Here's a test. Think about the last time someone gave you a compliment. Hey, you're so beautiful. Wow, you're so smart. Wow, you're so intelligent. What is the first instincts you have? Not what you say, but your instinct. Because I know that in Chinese culture, here's what we often do. No, 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 no. That's what we do in Chinese culture. Do you accept it when others are giving you power? Because power also comes with responsibility. When you have a lot of influence, when you are attractive, you are influential, you're powerful. When you have such amount of influence, you have to be careful with what you say and what you do with the influence. It is not easy. This is the reason why when those politicians screw up, we get so angry at them. Why? Because we put them in power. When they abuse our trust, we felt offended. We feel anger. Many people say, I want to grow a successful business. I want to be an influential leader. I want to be a powerful speaker. Da 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 da. But do you realize that when the time comes when you are speaking on a public platform, having the ability to compel action, do you understand and realize that what you say holds a lot of weight? So if you want to be attractive, you must be able to accept from this space of full awareness. I mean, it's easy to accept when you are ignorant about all of this responsibility and power. It's very easy to accept. But when you are aware, you need to then first become aware of the weight of this responsibility and then accept the weight of this responsibility. Power is not taken but given. Shift number 4. Be okay with lust. L-U-S-T. Because if you are attractive, don't you think that people are gonna lust after you? Isn't it? I would like to take you guys through an exercise. You don't have to close your eyes, but if you want to close your eyes, you can do so as well. This exercise is gonna feel terrible. Don't expect any form of like guided, peaceful meditation, visualize. No, it's gonna feel terrible, okay? So put yourself into a state where you feel unwanted. Right? Just visualize yourself being in a place where you are standing alone. And you are perhaps looking at a group of people who desperately needs your help, but they don't know they need your help. Right? They really need your help, but they don't know they need your help. And you want to do what you do best. You want to do some good in their lives. So you go and approach them. And you go and tell them things. You say this and you say that. And for some reason, they just look at you and they look away. And you're wondering to yourself, did I say something wrong? Let's try again. And you try again, and every time you try, they are turning away from you. They're turning their backs to you. And then you start to talk to them one by one. You approach one person, the person moves away. You approach another person, the person moves away. And you are witnessing a sight, a scene where people are moving and dispersing away from you. And that makes you feel like you're not doing enough. You're not trying hard enough. So what do? You go to one person. You try to bring them together. You go to another person, trying to bring them together. Bring all of these. And every time you try, the more you try to pull people together and group people together, the more they fall apart. And now bring yourself out of that state as we go into the new state. Reset everything in your mind's eye. You are once again looking at this picture. You are standing alone. And you have this group of people right in front of you. They don't realize that you're here. But you will realize that you are here. You can feel and own your own personal power. You know that you are attractive. You know that you are hyper desirable. You are everything all these people ever wanted in their life. You are the representation of their fantasy. You are everything they want to be. As of now, some of you might already start to feel uncomfortable. Good, let's press on. You know that these people need you. So you take a step forward. Your slightest movement snaps everyone into attention. All eyes on you. And you can look at their face in your mind's eye and you start to see all the kinds of stupid, funny faces they're making. They're staring at you like a pack of hungry wolves. And you can now just start to feel all of the things that they are thinking in their mind. Can you imagine that? This, ladies and gentlemen, is how it's like to be in the shoes of famous people. Tony Robbins, 𝗖𝗟𝗜𝗘𝗡𝗧𝗦, Vishen Lakhiani, right? Sadhguru. Whoever it is that you think of in your mind, that you look highly, you deeply respect to. That's how their world looks like. At every corner, there are people who are trying to do something with them. They're coming out with all kinds of proposals that sounds nice. They're coming up with all kinds of deals and collaborative ideas and this and that. They're just waiting to offer them. That is the reason why they erect barriers. They put hurdles so that only the right people can go through. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because many people want to be hyper desirable. But hyper desirability comes with that. In order for you to be hyper desirable, you must be okay with lust. You must be okay with the idea of all these people trying to take advantage of you. Question to you is it possible at all that you are holding yourself back all along because deep down inside you, you are aware that there are all these responsibilities that comes with being hyper desirable? Something for you to think about. Can you handle that? I promise you just now that this is not pleasant. You see, being unwanted is unpleasant. Being super wanted is also unpleasant. But I want to also point out one thing. Doesn't it feel more comfortable being unwanted? In some sense? Because that's what we are all kind of familiar with. Maybe that's also another reason why so many people hold themselves back. Last two. Power is necessary. Power is absolutely necessary if you are a coach, speaker, author, trainer, mentor, guide, Sherpa, whatever you want to call it. For as long as you have this heart that you want to create change in the world, you want to impact lives. Because when people come to you hoarding all the power, what is the relationship gonna be like? Will you actually have the ability to impact them? I don't think so. I think it's gonna be extremely difficult for you to do that. They're gonna tear you apart. Isn't it your duty as a person who is seeking change to allow yourself receive, not take, the burden of this power? Not only that, as a client, if you are someone who is about to pay somebody else, do you want to work with someone powerless, or do you want to work with someone powerful? I bet that you want to work with someone powerful who can tell you exactly what you need to hear, who can show you the way, who can take your shit. Right? You want someone like that. Deep down, we crave people like that. So power is absolutely necessary. Last shift. I came to this realization for the last shift about 2 years ago. Very recent. I realized that business is spiritual. Business is so freaking spiritual, guys. Because are you willing, if you want to do well in business, are you willing to work through all of these resistances within you in order for you to embrace your greatness? In order for you to deliver the impact? Because if you are somebody who is only doing this for yourself, chances are you're not going to get it. But if you're really coming from a space of helping, for whom are you putting all this work for? If you're doing this for a purpose, a higher purpose greater than yourself, this is going to be easy. Are you willing to put hurdles in front of your would-be clients for their benefit? Are you willing to be put on a pedestal in order for others to benefit from your experience? So all of that is a journey to within. To be, not to say comfortable, but to work through the resistances so that you are able to do what it takes to deliver the kind of impact that you want to deliver in your life, or whoever it is that you want to deliver to. Now, here's my promise. If you're someone who has never learned marketing before, you don't know a single thing about lead generation, if you just apply these principles, you will start to see results. Because I met a lot of people who don't know anything about marketing, and just by the virtue of their behavior, they're able to get more clients than they need. Met a lot of people like that. I know them in real life. We meet face to face. If you already know how to market yourself, but if somehow your marketing is ineffective, it's because you are not incongruent with all of the things that we are talking about just now. You're trying too hard. Now, if your marketing is already effective, but you haven't yet heard this mindset, if you apply this mindset and let this marinate and change the way you do business, the way you write a message, the way you post social media, the way you make a video, the way you treat your clients, the way you onboard somebody into your program, the way you say bye to somebody, the way you decommit. If you allow this mindset, these shifts to happen in all area of your business, your career will skyrocket. So when it comes to lead generation, we have talked a lot about tactics, techniques, strategies, funnels. We've been doing a lot of these things. But how many of you can see that business is not a matter of acting, but being? How many of you can see that? Yeah. It is a matter of being. In all my years coaching people, I have come to see that being is the most important thing. Congruence is the name of the game. Your thoughts, your actions, your feelings, and your policies that you implement in your business, the kind of assets that you create, the culture that you have among your clients. You don't need information, you need transformation. So before this, some of you may not know, some of you may already know. I know some of you here already living, breathing the mindset shifts that I mentioned just now. Let that be an affirmation. Let whatever I share be an affirmation that you are on the right track. For some of you, maybe you do not know. Now that you know, what do you commit to doing in your business? What do you commit to doing in your business? Don't even wait until the next day. From this moment onwards, what do you commit?
Editing this video has been extremely frustrating because of all of the different background noises and my own stuttering and things like that that I had to overcome. Hope that you got a lot of value from that. Based on this particular topic of attraction marketing, of the inner game of marketing, I have created a whole methodology based on it called Get Clients Without Selling. I will be running regular workshops this same topic. I'm going to put in a link to a page where you can find out more information about what is the details of the workshop and how much it costs. If you want to find out more about it, go ahead and click on the link below and you can read all about it, including the price, including special offer, including all of the bonuses and all of the outline of what is happening inside there. People work with me for only one reason, and that one reason is to build their business up in such a way they become so hyper attractive, so hyper desirable that they can get clients without selling. If that resonates with you, watch on. If you're a service-based business owner, you shouldn't be spending too much time trying to get clients. Your clients should come to you. Your clients should come to you instead of you going to them, so that you can focus on the bigger picture. Scaling, growing your team, taking care of your clients, improving your products and services, taking care of yourself, your family, and most of all, improving you. But you can't do any of that unless your business is structured in such a way that you can get clients without selling. GCWS in short. Now, if you are a strong believer in hard work and you want to keep working hard getting clients, then probably this video is not for you. But if you believe as I do that client generation should be easy, then you might want to pay attention. A GCWS business is not just something you manifest into reality through the sheer power of your belief. It needs to be designed, built, and developed into fruition. You can't just know it as a head knowledge, you need to implement it and implement it well. For this reason, I am organizing a 2-day bootcamp where you can learn the science and art of getting clients without selling. The GCWS methodology is for every levels of entrepreneurship, from newbies to seasoned entrepreneurs. Just take a look at this. I want to show you how you can build a business machine where you can put strangers in and get clients out. Having a machine like this in your business is kind of like having a button that you can push every time you need clients. And not only that, you'll be getting good quality clients that respects you, shows up, being committed to the process, and sees results using your product or service. I want to show you in the bootcamp the secrets behind how Vivian went from wasteful physical meetups to 30-minute calls that make thousands of dollars per subscription. She used to be someone who travels hours every day, every week, just to meet up with potential clients, just to get met with that dreaded "let me think about it." Nowadays, she doesn't even do any of that. People come to her, she doesn't go to them. I also want to show you how Renuka, who is a new coach, and on her second month of coaching with me, she made 2.2K in just 4 days because of the structures and the framework that I gave her. This gentleman here by the name of Derek, he made a 3,000 ringgit per month contract for 1 whole year, which equates to 36K customer lifetime value, and all of this is done through one single meeting. GCWS is not just lip service, it is not a simple tagline, it is a holistic system. It is a methodology, a philosophy that me and my clients live by. We live it, we breathe it, we be it. So if you want to learn how you can shape your business to be a little less work heavy, get more time freedom for yourself, and get clients without selling, join the bootcamp. We have priced it in a very affordable rate so that it is more accessible for most people. And in this 2-day bootcamp, you will discover a number of fascinating insights I've gained from running my own coaching service for 15 years. Things like why writing, speaking, writing, tech skills might not be as important as what you might think when it comes to building a successful online business. Why peacocking yourself by posting everywhere, setting up flyers, telling everyone, look at me, capturing attention. Why all of that is not only ineffective, but potentially hazardous for your long-term reputation, and what to do instead. You also learn how to use the Guruji's zero budget, zero ad organic marketing approach to make clients come to you, even going so far as to break through hurdles just to do that. You learn how to be the first to be considered, first to be referred, and in fact, as far as your clients are concerned, the only logical choice to work with. You will automate your client acquisition processes. Most importantly, you will get the structure, the roadmap on how to develop your business into the get clients without selling stage. There's also a couple of other bonus bonuses such as the Circles of Influence infograph that shows you how to assess your business's biggest limiting factor, the Asset versus Activity infograph that helps entrepreneurs remember the difference between working in the business versus working on the business, the Unstoppable You Asset Creation Flow infograph designed to help you be clear on and remember the plan. Print this out and paste it on your wall so you always keep this in mind when you work. You also get the Unstoppable You 90-day activity track, which gives you a day-by-day checklist of 5 most important tasks you need to do every day to go from completely zero to a sold-out new launch in only 90 days. And finally, you also get a Business Fundamental Builder software, a fill-in-the-blank system that allows you to assess, diagnose, and create the fundamentals of a successful business. If you found this on YouTube or my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or LinkedIn, the link will be in the description down below. If you watch this over WhatsApp, the link should come together with a forwarded message. Sign up now. If you're still somehow on the fence, then the only thing I have left to say is take a leap of faith. I promise you, you will be blown away. Besides, the price is also very affordable, but don't think too long. We only have slots for a limited number of people, and the price is limited time only. We are only looking for people who are committed, who already trust us, to help on board the program with us so that we can help people and get more case study for us to promote in our future events. For now, make a decision quick. That's all for now.